In this instance, we're going to create an application policy or a series of application policies. The solution supports Android and iOS application policy types, and they're broken out into enterprise and the commercial store versions. So let's create an iOS App Store policy. What we're going to do here is we're going to look to publish or make available the Carlson Wagonlit travel application. And we want to make it a featured app. That just makes it more prominent on the device. Select General. The key thing here is, do we want to manage it with the MDM protocol? Basically, selecting that gives us more options, such as preventing that data from being backed up to iCloud or so on. And also, do we want to remove it when we, or if we subsequently remove the MDM relationship, i.e. uninstall it? Optional or required. Required means mandatory, it'll be automatically pushed. Optional puts it in the App Store. Now I need the App Store number for Carlson Wagonlit. I don't know that off by hand, so how can I find that? Here's a tip for you. Go to iTunes, and when you look at the device in a web browser, you'll see in the URL there's an ID. And I can take that ID, that string, copy it. Also notes the relevant of the US iTunes Store. In this case I'm defaulting to the US iTunes Store. So I put the App Store number in there, click on Update, and then the MDM app is going to pull that information out of iTunes based upon the app ID. And you can see the data that was in iTunes here. So, you know, it makes good sense to categorize your apps. So in this case, it's not really entertainment, it could be a CA app, but I'll create a new category. I'm going to call it Travel Apps. Is this category featured? Yes, it's a featured category, and you'll see what that does on the device later. I can browse to an image file. I'll do that shortly. Let's click on Save, and let's just now select that category by moving it over to the right hand side. So a couple of other options here. Description detail, so I could add some more data there if I wanted, some text. Some applications can also have specific configurations that could be applied through the use of a different file, a text file, and so forth. And redemption codes. Now I'm deploying a free app, but there might be apps I want to deploy that are paid for. Then you need to look at Apple's volume purchasing program. Remember, this app is free, and remember from our presentation, users are asked for their iTunes password, user ID and password, to actually install these out of the App Store. So I click on Save. Don't forget, when you create a policy, we must link it. So we just created an iOS App Store application policy. Let's create an iOS Enterprise app policy. This basically means that we need to provide the IPA file. So this could be something your company has developed internally, but in this case we're going to pick a Starbucks app because it fits in with our travel category. Now, passcode required, that just means the app cannot be installed unless there is a passcode active on the device. That would be applicable for some business apps. And again, do I want to be able to deploy it using the MDM protocol, meaning I can remove it and so forth. And I'm going to make this an optional deployment. So because I have the IPA file, I'm going to browse to this. Once that file's loaded, we should see some information that's pulled from the app itself, and there you can see. So let's categorize this. It fits well in travel apps. I'd actually quickly added an image file. I'm just showing you that process for consistency. Okay, and it's a featured category of travel apps. I don't need to add a description detail. and I don't want to add a configuration. You notice that the redemption field's missing when it's an enterprise app. Okay, again I need to add that to a policy, to a group, link that policy, and let's look at the actual app itself on the device. So now we're going to look at the App Store on the device itself. So we've launched a CA-MDM application, takes us to the App Store. You can see our CA apps category and our travel apps category, but no Starbucks. So let's click on the little refresh, and there you see the new Starbucks application. And from here I could click on Starbucks and click on install. I could also click on CWT to go. You can see this is from the App Store, so it's pulled data directly from the App Store, the graphics and so forth, and the description. Click on install. This is going to happen fairly quickly, and I'm going to be prompted for my iTunes user account, as we mentioned in our previous presentation. This would then install the app, but the user will not be charged. It's a free app, or it would be under my volume purchasing program. I can navigate around the App Store. For example, all. Note the app or the categories with the stars, that indicates they're featured categories, and that's why they're prominent on the first page. We can also search. We could search for Starbucks. We can look at all apps, and we can see those represented here. So this is the Enterprise App Store functionality, making the right apps for the right business needs available to your end users.